Shalom and welcome to 2 Minutes of Torah. This year is entitled Parshat Vayigash, the Yom Hadin. So the Yalkut Shimoni that writes that we see from this Parsha a very important concept. Yalkut Shimoni writes the concept is not ono, it's Oy Lanu B'Yom Hadin, woe to us about the day of Din. And how do we know? Because that there's such a great fear of the day of judgment, because we see that the brothers cannot stand up. They're overwhelmed by Yosef's rebuke. So can you imagine that the great Shvatim, they're standing in front of Yosef as he rebukes them, and they cannot react. They cannot say anything. They're stunned. So can you imagine what it would mean for us to be in the ultimate court, the Yom Hadin with Hashem after 120 years? How we're just going to be overwhelmed. We'll be shocked. We won't be able to say a word. So there's a question which Pelkovitz asks on the Parsha. He says, where do you see that he rebuked them? In the Tochacha. The Medrash refers in Yalkut Shimoni to the Tochacha, the rebuke of Yosaif. And we don't see any rebuke from Yosaif. And yet this is the example of rebuke on the Yom Hadin. So he writes that the ultimate rebuke is not where a person says, you're bad, you're evil, you did something terrible, you did this wrong, you weren't nice to me. None of that. That kind of rebuke is not simple. The Gemara Erchan says that people often reject that kind of rebuke. That's just a knee-jerk reaction to one receiving rebuke, unfortunately. The ultimate rebuke is where reality speaks for itself. No one puts you down. No one says anything evil about you. You simply see reality as it is. And that is the ultimate tochacha, which is all in front of you. And that's what the brothers saw, that all their understandings, or misunderstandings about the dreams, about this young lad who has these crazy fantasies, everything they thought about him was totally off. What he was saying 22 years earlier regarding the dreams was actual prophecy, and he was simply giving over the prophecy. Maybe he could have done it in a more discreet way, more strategic way, possibly, but the ideas were 100% emes. And all the conclusions that he was a rodef, he was a danger to Klal Yisrael, they had to get rid of him, machlokas whether they should kill him, machlokas whether they should sell him, it was all false. They had 100% misunderstanding of Yosef. That is the ultimate tochacha. And Yetz Hashem will continue with this theme in part 2. Shalom.